Interpret parabolas in context. So basically it's a word problem that we have to figure out. So Leah took her friends for a ride in a hot air balloon. The function models the height of the hot air balloon above the ground. So let me actually snip this. Okay, so once we have a hot air balloon, and what's happening is this is where we start our hot air balloon, down here. So it's at the ground and it's at 0 seconds. Here's our height. So this is how high the hot air balloon is, and this is time. So as time moves on, we rise up in the air, and then at this point right here is when we start coming back down, which at what point, or what time is that? That'd be at 30 minutes, and our height will be at 450 meters. And then we keep coming, start coming back down, and right at 60 minutes is when we are back down to the ground. So once we have two x-intercepts, they're both the ground here. Our vertex is our highest point. Let's go back to the question. Let's see what they want us to answer. Plot the point on the graph that corresponds to when the hot air balloon landed. So we talked about that. Down here is where it starts. We're going up in the air. That's our highest point. And we start coming back down, and that's where we land. All right, let's step another one and talk about it. Okay, so here's the image. I'll go back and read the question. Rico opens an ice cream shop. The function models the shop's net worth, so that's how much it's worth, money-wise. Sorry. In thousands of dollars as a function of time in months after Rico opens it. So let's talk about it. So, this is when Rico opens it. Let's look at it real fast. Net worth in thousands of time after Rico opens it. Okay. So, actually, it's not when he opens it. This is when he opens it, right here. However, before he opens his shop, which looks like it's 1 month prior, that's a 1, he has to spend some money to get it to open up. So it looks like he spent $5,000. He's negative $5,000 net worth in his ice cream shop. And as he continues to operate it, he's losing more money until the 2-month mark. At this point, which is the vertex, he starts making money. However, he's still in debt. He's paying off his debts. And at 5 months is when he starts bringing in some actual profit, and it continues to climb up. Let's look at the question. Plot the point on the graph that corresponds to the shop's net worth when Rico opens it. So this should be when he opens it. This is 0. So he's at negative 5 when he opens it. However, a month prior when he's working on it while the shop is still closed, this is when he first decided to start putting money into his business. This is when he opens it. Negative $5,000. All right, let's snip and talk, and we'll answer the question. Okay, Sophie opens a new restaurant. The function models the restaurant's net worth, very similar to the last one. Plot the graph to correspond to the restaurant's minimum net worth. So, this time, Sophie decided to open a restaurant 2 months prior to actually opening it. So she spends money for 2 months. Looks like down here at, is that negative 9? Yeah, negative 9,000. So when she opens it, she's $9,000 in debt. Continues to operate it for 2 months until she starts turning a profit. However, she's still paying back all of her debts. And after 6 months, she's paid her debts off and all of her profit is going into her pocket. So the question is, what's the restaurant's minimum net worth? That would be our vertex down there. See here, let me just read it, see if it's worth. Okay, this is very similar to the first question where we had a hot air balloon. Mia kicked a football. The function models the height of the ball above the ground as a function of time in seconds after Mia kicked it. Plot the point on the graph of F that corresponds to when the ball hit the ground. So this is where Mia kicks it. It goes all the way up, and you can see it went up to 20 meters high, which is about 60 feet. And that took 2 seconds. The ball hits the ground at 4 seconds.